Welcome to the Entrepreneurship Networking Program. Your host, Mwala Jonathan Puku, and today we're talking about financial discipline for MSMEs. And to help us understand this topic, we are joined by CEO for Mooto Holdings, Mr. Mwala Mooto. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Mwala. Thank you so much for hosting me on your program.
Thank you so much. We're blessed to have you on this program. Many of our viewers and also actually SMEs have actually been asking a lot about financial discipline, because that's why they're having problems in actually achieving their goals. So I'll just run into it quickly. Briefly tell us, who is Mwala Mooto, just in your briefest words.
Okay. Firstly, I'm an entrepreneur. I run a company called Mooto Holdings, which I am the founder and the chief executive of. I'm an accountant by profession. I've worked in development financing. I've worked for the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission and later moved to the British Council. Okay. I went full-time in business in 2018 and founded Mooto Holdings Limited, which is an investment and business advisory firm.
Oh, perfect.
Our investment portfolio ranges from agriculture to media, fintech, and also to consultancy.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so it's something to do with accounts. It's anything. It's based like in advisory kind of business. Do you do advisory for these businesses?
Yes.
Okay.
So as Mooto Holdings, we provide both business advisory services,
okay,
and then we also do fundraising for the SMEs. So we provide a wide range of business development support services, okay, which will include business planning, company profiling, fundraising, also accounting services,
okay,
and also financial reporting.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That sounds very good. Just on a more personal, personal note, recently you won that entrepreneurship competition challenge that was sponsored by Zanaco,
yes,
which of course I had the time to watch it, and also many people out there were watching it. How did it make you feel as an entrepreneur, and how has that helped you in your journey as an entrepreneur? I'm sure even before you were an entrepreneur, but how has that journey actually helped you? And also, do you have any advice for entrepreneurs in similar business competitions, such as the one you had?
Okay. I'll say that the Quasar competition was a great opportunity for us.
Okay.
I can't run away from the fact that access to finance is a major challenge for most SMEs, especially in Zambia.
Yes.
It's very difficult to gain access to private financing, let it be through the banks, through development financial institutions, or through microfinance institutions. The cost of borrowing is extremely high. So like any other business, we were also facing many challenges when it relates to access to finance.
Exactly.
So when we saw the opportunity that was being flaunted by Zanaco for the Quasar competition, that is why we went for it. And it's something that has really helped us.
Okay.
It's a great opportunity that has enabled us to invest in a number of capital projects that we wouldn't have managed to invest in just through our internally generated resources.
Okay.
At the same time, also, it was a good opportunity for our own publicity, because we got to be known by a number of people, and we got to market our services and got to bring on board various partners.
Okay.
So that has been a very good opportunity for myself and our business in general.
Okay.
Then to answer the question on what I would advise those that would want to join such kind of competitions. First and foremost, I would love to encourage cooperating partners that are interested in SME development to come up with much more of such kind of programs. Okay. Because you see, the Quasar competition did not just impact us as the winners, but it also had a huge impact on the viewers who
Exactly.
got to understand about business, the different aspects on how to engage investors, and at the same time also got to hear about the success stories of the different businesses that were competing in that program.
Okay.
So that's the kind of content which I feel we should begin to bring out to the Zambian people. Because first and foremost, we have a huge youth unemployment challenge that can only be curbed through entrepreneurship. Okay. So by bringing out such kind of content to the public, it will also raise awareness on how best young people can get into business and manage their businesses. Okay. Then my advice to those that are in business that would want to participate in such programs is please go for it. You see, sometimes as Zambians or as young people, we are very negative when it comes to such kind of opportunities. Okay. I remember myself when I was even discussing with my friends, my wife to be specific, and told her to say, I'm going to be joining this program. She was clearly telling me to say, probably they've already come up with their own winners. You see, Zambia, there's so much corruption. There's nobody who's going to give you a 1 million just like that. Yeah. You see? So there are a lot of people that have shunned opportunities because of such kind of propaganda, things that they cannot even substantiate.
Yes.
So to me, I've always gone out there and pushed opportunities. If they don't work out, then well and good. If they work out, then fine. At least I would have benefited from that opportunity. Okay. So to me, when I saw that opportunity, despite of me not knowing anybody from Zanaco, not knowing anybody from the production crew, I didn't even know who were producing that. I just pushed in my application like any other person, and I began participating in the program. So that's the spirit that I would love to encourage to most people or SMEs that are out there. When you see that opportunity, go out there and push for it and put in your level best. If it doesn't work out, at least you would have gotten the experience and the lesson from that opportunity. If it works out, well and good, at least you have gotten an opportunity for yourself.
Oh, okay. We talked about arranging finances for most of these SMEs. I've noticed that there is government opportunities in terms of the CDF, CEC. Does Mooto Holdings play a role in a way, maybe directly or indirectly, in helping, especially cooperatives, in terms of accessing or finding documents to actually get to actually access these funds, or maybe it's a lot on the private sector side?
No, we also do that even for the CEC, especially. We haven't done for CDF, to be honest, because the CDF process, from my own side, I have my own reservation that it comes with its own complications. But CEC, I've engaged CEC before. Actually, in one of our webinars, we actually invited along the Director General for the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission. And then some of our entrepreneurs or SMEs that have engaged us, we have proceeded to even do applications for them under CEC, and they are currently going through the due diligence process, and they'll most likely receive the funding from the communication that they're getting from CEC, most likely before March. So yes, we do that for those that would want to apply for CEC, those that would want to apply for CDF. I would actually strongly encourage SMEs to apply for those opportunities. You see, international financing from development cooperating partners like the EU, DFID, and different others that provide financing might be a bit difficult to get and too technical. But opportunities like CDF and CEC are a bit simplified for the average African or Zambian SME. So those are some of the opportunities that they can extensively chase and find ways of bringing them along. As Mooto Holdings, definitely we are able to provide support to that. Just today we published a list of funding opportunities that we are able to assist any SMEs that need such kind of funding to access. And CEC is actually listed amongst them, because currently there's a call for proposals which is running that is ending 16th of February. So we are actually in the process of engaging with them so that again we can bring in the Director General just to have a discussion and shed more light about the current running call for proposals.
Great stuff, great stuff.
Yes.
There's a question actually I'm also more interested actually to know, and also as also a business person. I've read about your Akaso movement. Yeah. Could you just tell us a little bit about it? Of course, I've got a few things about it, and it's where it actually says it all.
Yes.
Yeah, but I actually want to hear from you, because even as business people who actually been in business for a few years, having that problem. So how is that movement? Tell us a little bit about it.
The Akaso movement is an initiative that I came up with, or that we came up with as Mooto Holdings, to campaign for financial discipline. One of the things that I have observed as an entrepreneur and also as an individual is that the main hindrance for success, especially in Zambia, is reckless expenditure. Most of the content that is taken out, either through social media, by the influencers and the likes, is a life of lavish expenditure. So for you to get to have following on social media, you need to present this perception of a lavish expenditure, the good vehicles, the nice phones, the swag, and all that kind of thing. Unfortunately, some of those things, or actually most of those things, are not even true. So we have people that are literally struggling or that own anything, that are portraying a life of extravagant expenditure, and the masses of the young people on social media are thinking that is the best kind of life to adopt. So that is why the average young person right now in Zambia, if they get a job, the first thing that they think about is getting the latest vehicle so that they can shine to their friends. They want to get swag so that they can shine to their friends. So the reason why I deliberately started the Akaso movement is to bring out a message of financial discipline, to say it's fine for you to work and drive a Vitz, or not even drive at all, because you're pushing your dreams. It's fine for you to work or run a business, but yet you don't put on expensive suits or clothes because you're pushing your dreams. So that we can react the lavish expenditure and the extravagant lifestyle that is being portrayed as the most suitable lifestyle for young people. Okay. Because it's not going to take them anywhere. And if they are to succeed, we need to teach them about this. Okay. Personally, I was also bringing out my personal story. So I naturally decided to live a frugal life for me to achieve my dreams.
Early
I don't
life.
come, yes. So I don't come from a background of privilege.
Okay.
Yes, my parents were ordinary middle-class people, civil servants, and I come from a big family of 11. So it means for me to raise to what I have become today, it required a lot of sacrifice. So what I wanted is to bring out the story of somebody from an ordinary background like me, and how they can get to be successful. I might not be the most successful person or be rich, but at least I can confidently say that at least I have moved from the ground where I was to something where at least I can even be recognized. Yes. And you can only do that if you come from a background like mine through frugality. Okay. Yes. So that is the purpose of the Akaso movement, to bring out a life of frugality as one is seeking to pursue their dreams. The others that have misunderstood the movement to promoting being stingy. No. So my definition of Akaso is very clear. To say Akaso is not being stingy. Akaso is being frugal. Because we have a definition for being stingy in our different local languages. Where I come from in Western Province, when somebody is stingy, we say, Watimana.
Okay.
When somebody is stingy, I know in Bemba, I think they would call it Botani or something. Yes. But when somebody is frugal, what do you call them? It's Akaso. So that's the thing. So my point is Akaso is not about being stingy or not about helping people, but rather it's about promoting a life of frugality as a means to one achieving their dreams. Okay. Yes.
Okay. We spoke about coming from a humble background, but this guy is whereby, of course, it's come from because I believe financial discipline is everywhere. Yes. It's everyone, depending on your class. There are people that have come from very, very rich backgrounds, yes, but still they are, yes, you know what I mean. So I don't know. Now this person says, okay, Mr. Mooto, okay, I understand you came from a very humble, but for me, I've grown up with money. So even as I'm handling my business, there's that way where there's not that discipline.
Yes.
Because you believe, okay, these are my standards.
Yes.
But that kind of thinking, how can someone manage that kind of thinking in relation to running your business? Okay. Because mostly, obviously, it looks at it as a personal side of things, but in running a business, because I came from a rich family, how would you advise such an entrepreneur?
Okay. You see, I say that Akaso will vary depending on your level. Mm-hmm. Yes. There are others who will feel like driving a Paso is Akaso. Mm-hmm. You see? Mm-hmm. So I've seen people that have met me in a Paso, because I drive a Paso myself, and they have said, Akaso, you're still driving a Paso, Mr. Mooto. And what I tell them is, you see, where I come from, we didn't even have a car. So to me, driving a Paso, I'm happening, and I'm happy with it. Yes. Because I didn't grow up driving a car.
Definitely.
But there are others who grew up in Hilux or in a Range Rover in their parents' house. Mm-hmm. So to them, actually, they feel like maybe Akaso is if they are to come down to a Benz or maybe some Mark X or something. Yes. So to them, that's financial discipline. So there isn't an absolute definition of where Akaso should end from or it should begin from. But it's all about your status and what you are able to afford. Exactly. There are others that can still afford a better, expensive vehicle, buy expensive clothes from Woolworth or from Mandahue, and they're still doing so well. Mm-hmm. So really, at the end of the day, what we are promoting as Akaso movement or as Mooto is for people to live within their means. Okay. If you can afford to drive a Range Rover, my brother, buy it. Mm-hmm. If you can afford to shop from Woolworth or whatever expensive place, please go and shop from there. If you can afford a holiday in Dubai, go out and have that holiday. Mm-hmm. What is important is that as you do that, it should not be at the expense of your own personal development or at the expense of other people. Okay. Because I've seen others that have bought expensive cars and they are troubling other people to always lend them money for fuel. Yes. I've seen others that are living in expensive houses in Salama Park, in Kablonga or whatever, but they don't have what to eat in those expensive houses and they're calling people to ask for money for rentals. So that becomes a problem. So the point is, if you can afford to live in Kablonga, please live there. But it shouldn't be at the expense of another person, or it shouldn't be at the expense of your own personal development.
Wow. Talking about ACAS, how accessible are your services, both for Mooto Holding Limited and ACASO Movement, for customers and maybe other SMEs out there or MSMEs?
Okay, the ACASO Movement is not an established institution. Let me mention this. So we don't have a registered organization called ACASO Movement. No. So our company, just as I've said, is Mooto Holdings. Our services are very accessible. We have structured them according to the sizes of the businesses. Okay. So we have, for the business development side, we have the startup pack, which is going as low as 5,000 kwacha for us to do for you a business plan and even proceed to do fundraising for you, which is on a commission basis. Okay. So the startup pack is for businesses that are just starting, that are from a revenue of 0 up to 500,000. We have the SME pack, which is for going at 10,000 for businesses with an annual revenue between 500 and 1 million. We have the medium-sized pack for businesses between making an annual revenue between 1 million and 2 million, and it's going at 25. Then I think there are about 3 others. I can't remember, but most of these are for big organizations. Okay. Then apart from that, we also have a special program we are calling the Investment Preparation Program. Okay. So what we have seen is there are other SMEs or promising entrepreneurs that might want to access our services, but they still can't afford even that same 5,000, which is the lowest. Mm-hmm. So what we have done is structured a free mentorship program for SMEs like those to also gain access to the professional business development support that we are providing. Oh, great. So we are doing this in partnership with, currently we only have one partner on board, which is Meta or Facebook, which is providing us with the financing to be able to run this program. Oh, so right now we will be rolling it out with an initial 1,000 entrepreneurs that are going to participate. Oh, okay. And these are coming from 5 countries. So we have 200 from Zambia, 200 from Malawi, 200 from Kenya, 200 from Tanzania, and 200 from Rwanda. Okay. So we have already set up satellite offices and recruited staff in each of these countries. And we will be launching the program on Sunday. Oh, so this is a free program where we are going to mentor a total of at least 1,000 SMEs to assist them to become investment ready by structuring business plan for them, company profiling for them, and also assisting them with issues of financial reporting. We introduce them to our SME accounting system to keep proper financial records for free, at least for the first 3 months. Okay. And then for those that have already been operating, we assist them to prepare historical financial statements for the last 2 years that they have been operating. So the aim is to make sure that at the end of the 8 weeks period that we will run this program, all the participating SMEs will possess the prerequisites for them to gain access to an investment. Okay. This will include a bankable business plan with at least 3 years financial forecast, a clear company profile, which is both on digital platforms. It will also include historical financial statements for at least 3 years and a proper financial system in place to manage their financial records. After that, we will proceed with them to do fundraising, where we identify potential financiers that are going to invest in these businesses, and they will be able to grow their businesses.
Okay, those are existing businesses?
Those are existing businesses. So we're most preferably going for businesses that are existing. Okay. So we're open to those that are not yet registered, on the promissory note that they are going to register in the first at least 1 week or 2 of them joining the program. Okay. Yes. So as Mooto Holdings, we are also setting up an investment fund which we can support the participating SMEs in this program. Okay. So it hasn't yet been set up, but we are actively engaging potential partners that can invest in this fund. So as these SMEs go through this program, they can later on come and pitch so that we are able to invest through this investment fund. So the investment could either be through a concessional loan or through an equity investment into these SMEs. Oh, okay. Yes, so this is, I think it's a good opportunity for the SMEs, for those that are not able to afford our services, that they can join through this mentorship program, which is entirely free. Okay. Yes. Yeah,
as we've heard, viewers, I like the fact that you've actually extended the opportunity that you had, of course, with the competition. You're actually extending the technical support and knowledge to actually share other SMEs out there and other entrepreneurs, which is actually very recommendable. I just wanted to find out, of course, I talked about accessibility. Having known that the office is it Mwambeshi?
Yes.
Yes. how do SMEs, do you have to come there, or do you have an easier way they can communicate? Of course, through phone, but I'm just wondering whether they have to come to the office, or there's a digital way you can actually also get to your potential clients.
Okay. Our business has a very strong digital presence.
Okay.
On social media, on our website, we have a lot of engagements. We also have a dedicated customer service team that you can call during working hours, and they're able to provide prompt feedback there and then. So there is no need of actually having to travel to come and visit us physically. Actually, we discourage doing that because first and foremost, we are a bit far away from the CBD. And at the same time, also, I think maybe it's because of coming from the COVID fever. So we always feel like we shouldn't have much of physical interaction.
Yes.
So you can engage with us online. Most of the programs, when we advertise, you can get in touch with us through our website. You can get in touch to us with Facebook. You can also call us, and there will always be somebody to pick up. If there is need for any online meetings, we are able to schedule meetings on Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, and we are able to coordinate and do all that. So most of our clients actually, they are from across the country. And most of these, we have not even met them until maybe there is need for a physical meeting where they'll have to come to the office or will have to go to their respective operations. Okay. So there is really no need of you coming to our office. As long as you can get to our page and you're able to access our website, you can get in touch with us and we are able to engage with you.
Oh, perfect. Very so, viewers, this is Mr. Mooto. He's talked about financial discipline. Of course, right now, most people have a certain standards which actually are not maybe supposed to live, but you'll see that once you go in a frugal way of doing things, a thrifty way of doing things, you'll find that you actually benefit, and you'll find that it was actually a very good decision, especially those who are not actually in businesses, and even on a personal level. Actually, he has been very informative on that part. I'll just, as we end the program, I'll just ask you, do you have any closing remarks or any advice for entrepreneurs, especially the youth, in regard to having a successful business?
Okay. My advice is young people should endeavor to grow their businesses to become established enterprises. The challenge that we have right now in Africa is that we have a lot of people that are doing business, but those businesses are not properly structured. Okay. What I mean by properly structured is they don't have systems in place, they don't have proper documentation, they are not integrated with the corporate world. So for you to succeed in business, you need all these three. Okay. And unfortunately, this is what is lacking with most SMEs. So I often come across young people that are complaining on social media and the likes to say, we don't have access to opportunities, no, we are not able to gain support that we need from the government or from whatever cooperating partners that are out there. Okay. But in the actual sense, when you are to really examine those SMEs or those entrepreneurs, they don't even possess the basic prerequisites for them to gain access to those opportunities. Okay. So for example, we have young people that are running businesses that are not registered. We have young people that are running businesses for years. They don't even have a proper structure on that business. There is the driver, he's the accountant, he's the what. There's no proper structure. They don't even have financial records. That is worse. I've met businesses where they are making revenue in millions. But yet when you ask them, how much do you make? They'll just say, no, timapanga. Mupanga zingati. Exactly. But no, timapanga. Tipanga. But they don't know. They don't know. Yes. So you can't gain access to opportunities if you are running a business in that manner. Yes. So it's important for young people to begin formalizing and structuring their business properly. That is when they'll be able to gain access to opportunities. Okay. It's not just a Zambian problem. Unfortunately, it's an African problem. I've done consultancy with the African Union, traveled in all the SADC countries, and this is the problem that is there. Oh, wow. And what I have observed is in most cases, the people that have structured their businesses and formalized them are the ones that gain access to the opportunities. Yes, yes. So for example, myself, I've been through different accelerator and funding programs that we've gotten financing from. And I would tell you that in all those programs, at least maybe 3 or 4 of the people that will win, I have participated with them in the other previous programs. Oh, okay. So when you look at the Kweza competition itself, the top 3 winners of the Kweza competition were together at Tony Elumelu, were together at AGS, who were together also at SEED program. So these are the people that are getting financing. So in the actual sense, it means opportunities are just going to the same people.
Yes.
Not really that there is corruption, as others want to put it, but it's because they're the ones that are ready for such kind of opportunities.
Okay.
So what I would advise for most young people is they should move away from the complaining mode, because we have so many people that are ready to complain and air out their grievances and frustrations, but doing very little to improve their situations. So instead of you sitting back and begin complaining on how you are being disenfranchised, you should start thinking of ways that you can put yourself out there for those opportunities. Start by registering your business. Start by keeping proper financial records. If you don't have that knowledge, engage a professional. Because you see, sometimes SMEs are not willing to spend to build their own businesses. So we find people that are running businesses, but they don't want to employ a professional accountant. You pick up a grade 12 dropout of a cousin and put him as the accountant who doesn't know anything about finance. How do you expect to run a business in that way? Yeah. Or they don't want to engage professionals like us who are doing business development. Yes. So somebody who's doing, I've met businesses that are doing annual revenue 300,000, and you tell them business plan is 5,000. You do 300,000. You don't want to spend on the 5,000 to do a business plan that will assist your own business.
Exactly. To even add on your...
It will even assist you to even increase on your revenue.
Yeah.
So I feel those are the things that SMEs should begin focusing on. Yeah. Formalizing their businesses, structuring them properly so that they are able to gain access to opportunities. Right now, there is a huge euphoria in the media and just across the Zambian business space about funding that is being promoted by the government, either through CDF or through the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission. And I tell people that there is no better time to do business in Zambia like now.
Yes.
Because we have a government that has got a strong message when it comes to entrepreneurship. And at the same time, we also have a strong development development ecosystem through the development partners like the European Union, USAID, DFID, and many others that are out there. There are CEDA, who are running different programs to support SMEs. Okay. Initially, these kind of institutions were only working with government. 10 years ago, USAID was only financing Ministry of Commerce, they were dealing with the Ministry of Health and the likes. Yes. But right now, all these development partners have actually come down and said, we also want to pursue public-private partnerships by dealing with the private sector itself. Okay. But the people that will benefit from these opportunities, let it be the CEEC, the CDFs, and the development partners that I'm talking about, are those that have prepared themselves for such opportunities, that have properly registered businesses, that have proper documentations that they are able to bring out. If you don't prepare yourself by organizing these things, you are going to join and continue with the bandwagon of people who are complaining, while others again access to opportunities. Okay. So my message is that young people should endeavor to prepare themselves for these opportunities. If they can't do it, they lack the professional competence, please decide to engage professionals like us. There are free programs like what we are running, and I know a number of such organizations that are running such free programs. There is Mbongo Hive, there is Impact Hub, there is WEAC, there is a lot of others that are out there. Jacaranda Hub, most of these are incubators that are providing services, in most cases actually for free, yes, or even at a very substantial fee that can enable an SME. Okay. So there is no reason for failure, and there's no reason to continue complaining. As long as you put yourself out there and you organize yourself, you'll be able to access those opportunities.
Oh, great stuff. Thank you very much, Mr. Mooto.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, viewers. That was Mr. Mooto, and he's given us so much knowledge in finance and also when it comes to actually managing your business. Meet us next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.